Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
KCOC.com for the Axiom 360 poll question. If your home insurance is at risk from an outdated roof, you don't want to wait months for a new one. Visit Axiom360.com to book a fast and reliable inspection. That's Axiom360.com. And you can find a link to that, by the way, right over at KCOC.com, right on top of the poll question, which is located on the right side of your page. We had a lot of movement in the poll this week for everything about Jimmy Kimmel being suspended. 58% of people that voted, it was tight, back and forth. 58% though said they didn't agree with Jimmy Kimmel's suspension. The other we had, should you be able to marry your cousin? And this one was pretty interesting. Oh, sorry.
This week.
Say that again.
The most voted in poll this week was, should you be able to marry your cousin? And guess what?
Yes.
Thank you, KZOZ listeners. If you were running the country as a collective group of masterminds, you would say that it's okay to marry your first cousin.
53%. Another very tight, close poll. The most voted in poll all week, like Jeff said, 53% of people said, yes, you should be able to marry anything or anybody that you want. All right. Let's see. And then we had, did you watch Jimmy Kimmel on Tuesday? This was Wednesday's poll question. 73% said, nope, I never did. Why would I start now? That was the number one answer on Wednesday.
Which is weird when you juxtapose it against the other one that you brought up earlier, because most people were saying that they didn't agree with the suspension. But then when he did make his triumphant return,
they didn't really care.
Nobody watched it.
So really what I'm taking out of this is people don't like authoritative figures telling them what to do. Right? Nobody wants to be told what to do.
Right.
They don't want to be told how to vote. They don't want to be told who they can marry and who they can't.
Yes. But
Raleigh
it's
says
okay.
It's more like West Virginia. Yeah, probably. Maybe we're big in West Virginia this time of year, and they're streaming in on the stream.
Everybody's downloading that KZOZ app. They're like, tell them Californians we need to be able to make sure that we can marry our cousins. You said people don't like authoritarianism unless it is put on you by robots. We were asking the question, do you think baseball should implement the automated strike zone 100% of the time? And you and I agree with the consensus on this one. And yet they say, yeah, it's more accurate. It is 61% of people saying that it is more accurate and that baseball should just do away with the antagonists. But we had a really good conversation yesterday at the end of the show with Wendy about this. And she was saying, you need the bad guys in sport. Like, if it wasn't the bad guys last night, Jeremy, you wouldn't have had anything to bitch about, except for some usage of Jackson Smith and Jim.
Were you in the same conversation? The bad guy to me was the offensive play caller for the Seahawks. I don't even know that clown's name.
Clint
I know
Kubiak.
He's a newer guy.
That is Clint Kubiak.
Kubiak. Yeah.
Come on, Shanahan system, bro. He comes from the Shanahan system, man. Come on.
God, he was definitely hungover last night or something. He was not having a good call.
But they're 3-1 on the season. That's good, right?
Community note moderator Daniel writes in. He says, "Yeah, people don't want to be told what to do, but they just want to tell others what to do." Isn't that correct? And finally. Have you been chased by squirrels? That's our poll question today. Jeff said we got some movement on that. What are you saying more people are?
Now
they have been chased down by the furry little animals.
1 in 3 people are saying that they've been chased down by squirrels. Now that we've had this conversation, it's just been chased by a squirrel. Yes or no? I mean, it didn't have to be a successful. It wasn't attacked by a squirrel. That would be a lot less because we would have to be doing the show in San Rafael in order to have any movement on that poll. But if you've ever been chased by a squirrel, like they made an attempt, I'm telling you, they are getting more brazen.
The funny thing for me is between the two of us, I think you would agree, I spend a lot more time in the wilderness than you do. And this has never happened to me, but maybe I just put off a different
Wilderness
5.
squirrels are different than. Why do you think they've moved to the neighborhoods? Because the neighborhoods, people like you
They're
got.
ready to take over.
No,
We're
well,
going from your garbage cans to your kitchen.
That's not
and
it
we're
at
going
all.
to take you out in the process.
Gladys likes to feed them, and so does Brett. And once you start feeding them, they're like, okay, you've been feeding me for a while. You can't stop. You can't stop feeding a squirrel once you started feeding them. Okay.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast available 24/7 wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever. Just search Jeff and Jeremy. Plus, you can download it right now thanks to Team Swayze at KZOZ.com.